Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broken Sword.
Hello, guys. Good morning, good night, good evening, whatever it is.
It's 8 a.m. here. I don't know where you guys are in the world and what time it is, but we've been here since quite early. How's everybody feeling after episode 7?
Underwhelmed, perhaps? Just
Uh,
me, maybe?
It's not just you, because it's me too.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
at least we know we watched the same episode.
yeah.
Uh,
Good morning. How's it going? I just noticed that comments got one here before here. That's interesting.
yeah.
How's it going, Anthony, Patty? How's everybody doing? So, episode 7, title The Eye.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was the title.
Yeah, why was that the title?
Yeah, why?
Does anybody know why that was the title? 3 a.m. out in Canada. Okay.
Oh,
That's earlier than it is here. 1 a.m. here. Oh, what are you guys still doing up? We just got up early for this. We didn't stay up. Mikey says it was good, but yes, underwhelming.
it was.
Yeah, it was slow.
Yeah, I mean, it really didn't feel like that's the penultimate episode of the season.
No.
It was very.
I mean, yeah, like you just said, the penultimate season, penultimate episode, we're one episode away from the end of the season, and this episode didn't really do a lot to push the story forward. I feel like the things that were important in this episode could have been done within 15 minutes of storytelling, you know?
Yeah.
And what's crazy to me is they brought this show back from 10 episodes to 8. How slow might this show have been if it was 10 episodes?
Oh, you never know, knowing it. They've actually taken out like some fast-paced good stuff and left in some slow. Like what was it in that article that they said that they've just learned that sometimes the little moments need to lead to the big moments, and it's like, well, yeah, kind of how a story should go.
Yeah. Let's have a look at some comments here. So Patty says, I hated the last seconds. Why not let Adar speak the word Mordor instead of writing it on screen? That could have been cool. His voice is amazing. I couldn't agree more. Like, it was so weird and cheesy. It was almost like he had used magic to put text on screen. Like, it was just weird.
Yeah.
Like, why would they do that when the name hasn't been said? It hasn't been uttered anyway. Like, it just...
And they haven't really done the text on screen much since the first few episodes.
No.
It seemed to be less of a thing now, and to bring it back for that, if they maybe brought the map up and done something with that as he was speaking, that might have been a little bit nicer, but yeah.
Anthony says King Durin pulled a Pippin, eh? Yeah.
I mean,
as soon as he dropped that leaf, we were like, "Don't let that be what wakes up the Balrog, please."
At least with Pippin, it's heavy, clanking, loud noises which echoes, and you kind of go, "Okay, yeah, that's gonna wake something up."
But a leaf.
That was
it. So loud, crazy.
I snore louder than that.
Yes, you do. It's called the Eye because they're in the eye of the storm. It's the calm in the middle of the storm, and the storm will hit again in the finale. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah, fair.
Mikey says, I think the Eye was referring to the staff of the cultist leader, Slim Sauron. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, straight away, that shows that two people within seconds took completely different things from this, so it wasn't obvious what it meant.
Yeah. So Matthew says, let's address the elephant in the room. Why are they saying Celebrimbor is dead or missing? Really dumb, in my opinion, considering he's in Lord of the Rings. So what are they getting at here? It's not really the dead or missing thing that bothered me. What bothered me was the fact that she addressed her husband and then told a story of how they met. She's like, I went up to him and called him a silver clam or something because his armor was too big. And that was the last time I ever saw him. What? So they met. She was dancing. Did they get married there and then? It just...
yeah.
Unless I missed something, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they're like hinting that he's dead, really. I mean, because they definitely show Galadriel had been hunting Sauron for a long, long, long time, so he must be missing / dead for quite a while. Yeah, I just don't understand. Where's this reveal of him coming back going to come from?
Yeah. Oh, we've got a super chat.
Hey.
Oh, your name looks hard to pronounce. Bryden Turner. I'm sorry. But thank you so much for the super chat. It's a really generous one. Hello from Australia. Haven't sat down to watch episode 7 yet. Show so far has had some truly great moments, but some very poor writing choices. Hoping that Halbrand's arc is the king of the dead. Keep up the great content. If you haven't watched episode 7 yet, you're probably gonna
Spoilers.
yeah, you're
Lots
probably
of
not gonna want to
spoilers.
be here. Yeah, I agree. The show has had some great moments, but I also agree it's had some very poor writing choices that seem to just continue to stack up. I think that the Halbrand arc with him becoming the king of the dead could be quite cool, to be honest. So yeah, hard to disagree with
Yeah.
that.
I mean, should we touch upon Halbrand?
Yeah, sure.
Well, obviously he's not mentioned throughout the entire episode.
Mm.
We see him at the end with this nasty wound,
Yeah.
like properly nasty wound.
So nasty that he needs elvish medicine. They must
Yeah.
go immediately.
But he's
to
in
heal
the
him.
bed. He's pale as anything. But it's like, yeah, you know what? Ride.
Yeah, and he just walks over, jumps up on the horse, and then just
Yeah, that's going to be doing nothing good for your insides.
no.
It was yeah, like the way they kind of made it sound, I thought to start with was though they were going to put him in a cart and drag him somewhere. Like, but no, he could ride fast as well. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry,
very nice of you. Really appreciate it. So someone said, where did it go? Oh, the Dawn said that wasn't the first time they met. That was him heading off to his supposed death. I see. I must have missed something there. Either way, it feels kind of weird.
Yeah, because my guess is like I'm obviously it's just first watch, so could well have missed something. But yeah, it kind of made it. I guess he went off to fight in the War of Wrath, and that's where he supposedly died by the sounds of it / disappeared. Which I don't know where. Yeah, I don't know where you could possibly have gone for as long as it's been.
Anthony says, I have a feeling they're recreating / remixing a lot of moments from the trilogy. Yes, they certainly are. As soon as the horse Beric. Elendil sets it off, we just kind of like, oh, I wonder where he's going.
Yeah,
it's going to be the Brigol and Aragorn moment.
Yeah, just nodding with the head. Just it's gonna happen.
There we go. Anthony says it right there. Yep, Isildur's horse is totally going to rescue him, a la Aragorn in Two Towers. Yep, seen it coming a mile away. It will happen in the finale, I'm sure. How many of you guys watched the teaser for the finale? Didn't do a lot for me, I'm not going to lie. I was expecting to be like, oh, I cannot wait for episode 8 for the finale. It's going to be huge. But I watched it and I was like, yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Who's here for the size? We've got another super chat. This one from Monkey Wang. Nice name. I bet Celeborn walks in on Galadriel and Halbrand next episode. Oh god. Do you know what? If Galadriel and Halbrand are doing anything that could be walked in on, I'm just gonna press the off button. Watch party cancelled.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They've set it up now, so whether he might even come back in the next episode is very unlikely. But I guess it might be next season. He'll be back. He's definitely going to be back. There's no way they've actually killed him off.
Of course.
It's going to be another mystery box, I guess, of, oh no, he's gone. Oh my god, you're alive.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the super chat.
So yeah, Halbrand is going to the elves. Is he gonna, he's already shown he's a good smith. He likes making stuff.
I don't know. I've kind of gone off the Halbrand is Sauron theory.
The wound, I feel like the wound is a big thing that's like less Sauron-ish. Yeah.
Okay. The Dawn says, let's switch gears. What did you like?
I liked the Durin stuff.
I always like Durin. Durin and Disa whenever they're on screen. The more I see of Elrond, the more I like him. At first, I was a little bit like, and to be honest, I think I was a little bit not convinced, mainly because of the short hair, as petty as it sounds. But overall, I really like the actor, and I think he's doing a great job as Elrond. So the more I'm seeing of him, the more I like him.
Yeah.
Just that trio, Elrond, Disa, Durin. Every time they're on screen together, I just love it. They're great. What else did we love?
Well, yeah, I was going to say mostly with Prince Durin and the emotion that he's showing.
Great.
And I like the whole bit with the like Durin is a very elvish dwarf and Elrond is a very dwarvish elf. Like that kind of like back and forth and stuff. I really did like in this one. The Harfoot stuff was, just more Harfoot stuff. Again, it feels like we didn't really get very far. Obviously, the stranger's been set off on his own now to go to find his stars, and the cultists have burnt the village now.
I just don't get that whole storyline. Like, they set him off, like, you, be gone. You're bringing nothing but bad stuff here. And then the cultists arrive and they burn the whole village down, and they're clearly going after the stranger. So it's clearly very dangerous. And then they're like, you know what? Let's go and get him back. It's so anti-Harfoot character.
I feel like that more came down to that he did actually heal the trees and give them all that food. That's why they wanted him back.
But surely, look at the nature of the Harfoots. When they see that danger, surely they're not going to be like, let's go that way.
Yeah, I guess I kind of took it as, like, they've just burnt all the stuff. So in their heads, they go, wow, the only person who can, like, fix this is the guy with all the magic. As opposed to just to be nice. I think is that they basically want him to come and fix their problems.
Yeah. I want to bring up this comment here from MD Titus. Halbrand goes to get healed, gets a ring to help him heal, and go hunt down Adar. That's very Shadow of War. So I kind of get where you're coming from with that. But as far as we're aware, right, the rings haven't been made yet.
No. And the forge hasn't been finished yet.
So I think they're still a while off being made. So as much as I think that theory is possible, it's also not possible right now. Interesting, though. Anthony says Elrond is definitely one of the best characters. I agree.
Yes.
I agree. What else did you like, James? Anything?
Just trying to remind myself of everything that happened in the episode.
I very much like the visuals of the post-volcanic eruption.
Oh, yeah. The opening to the episode, I was actually, like, at that point, I was like, oh, this is going to be a good episode, actually. I like that kind of, I guess, I always kind of think Saving Private Ryan type war thing with it. I mean, it was a bit, to start with, it seemed a bit, the main guys are fine. And the other people, everyone else has died kind of moment. But, that's TV. You can't really say a lot about that. The bits with I didn't necessarily understand how Galadriel and Theo ended up so far apart from everyone.
No.
They seem to just wander in the wrong direction or a very wide path direction.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like they were all together at the end of episode 6, right? And then they wake up and everyone's apart.
Yeah, well, Elendil runs off to find the queen as Galadriel stands there. I can't think where the others were now. But the village wasn't that big, so yeah, they shouldn't have been that far apart.
No. I mean, let's take away the fact that everyone should be dead. It was visually impressive. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But the whole show has been so far. Anthony says, I hope we get more first stage flashbacks, whether it's in the finale or next season. I hope so too, but I doubt it. At least not in the finale. Hopefully they stick with telling us what's, giving us a good story set in the timeline that we're in.
Yeah, I think they've gone past the point of flashbacks now. They may get the odd one. I mean, I heard there was rumors that Finrod is going to appear again at some point, which obviously means flashbacks, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Lord Kev says, what would you guys think if the elves heal Halbrand and he reveals that Halbrand is his last name and his first is Anatar? I would think that's stupid.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
If that would happen, I guess it would be... I can't imagine trying to heal a man would be the same as trying to heal one of the Maya. Like, I can't imagine it... obviously, it's magic, but healing, and I don't know how it would work, but I can't imagine it would be the same. So...
Yeah. The Dungeon Artist says, if Halbrand ends up being Sauron, unlikely at this point, I would quite like if next season has flashbacks exploring how he got there. Yeah, I think if he does end up being Sauron, again, which I don't think so, they would have to do some explaining, I think.
Yeah.
Rob says, it feels like an AI wrote this. Yeah, it does.
I love it when you can see those like AI scripts and stuff, how they come together.
They are hilarious. Sandra says about how him being super mortally wounded and then can sit upright on a horse and gallop away. Yeah, you can even get up on the horse.
Yeah,
we touched upon that a few minutes ago, and just not cool. Not cool.
I know. It's all those bits that, like, you want to give the show a chance. You want it to be good. And then they just do those stupid, lazy little things that just suddenly make you go.
Yeah, another sigh. A lot of people talking about how much the lore has been broken. Yeah, I mean, it just. And I've said this in the past. Like, I'm okay with them breaking elements of the lore if it makes sense within them telling a good Tolkien-esque story. But I feel like their lore breaks don't make sense.
No,
I feel like they've had this idea for a story they want to tell, and they're so stuck within what they want to tell that they're just willing to break whatever they need to break to tell that story, whether it's good or not. Like the whole Mithril thing, I cannot get on board with that. It just doesn't seem necessary to me.
In my head, I was convinced they were going to be doing it as it's a lie. It's been planted there. It's just like a folk tale. It's not actually true. It's like a story you tell your kids, but it doesn't mean it's real. But as soon as that piece of mithril went next to that leaf and healed it, it's like, oh no, it actually is, and that's not good. So yeah, this episode just really disappointed me.
Yeah,
I kind of felt like maybe after last week they could kick on a bit, and
I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting, especially after the Hollywood Reporter article with the showrunners, I was expecting 7 and 8 to be fast-paced, lots of reveals, lots of twists, but this just did nothing. And I think maybe because I was expecting more from this episode, it was extra disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certainly positives, but overall, I think I was expecting more than I got. Thomas says, apparently something big for the finale next week planned. Not where season 1 will finish, though, currently, if we'll see Sauron, the character himself. Apparently something big planned, but is that just going to be the Balrog comes out or something? I don't know.
I mean, the Balrog, it's okay. That's obviously Durin's bane, that Balrog now. Like, there's no doubt about that. But that's not supposed to happen until mid-third age. I say mid.
Well,
into the third age.
Blake says Balrog waking up seems a few thousand years too soon.
Yes.
Not only that, but it's 2 Durins too soon.
Yes.
It's during the 6th.
Yeah, during the 6th is the one that gets killed. And we got during the 3rd and 4th in the second age. Yeah, no problems with that at all. Like, I
mean, like, why? I just don't get why.
Like, but then it's even all like they can't win at this point because either the Balrog wakes up stupidly early and it completely ruins all that, or the Balrog just decides to go back to sleep and it's like a nothing moment. Obviously, you kind of get the hint that like King Durin is stopping them from actually mining, so they're not going to dig him up yet. But obviously, then you feel that Prince Durin's going to do it anyway to save his friends, kind of thing. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel really like
the Dungeon Artist said, I honestly liked the show. It felt like things were ramping up nicely, and then this episode just did a break check on us. Kind of sucks.
Yes.
I agree. I felt the same. Like episode 6, although again, certainly things that I was unhappy with, it was starting to pick up some pace, and I was excited going into 7 and 8. I had hope. And they just went, nah, you know what? Let's slow it back down.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of super chats. We'll address these first. So Arthur's Menethiel says, thoughts on Tar Palantir tower explosion in the preview and the inevitable transfer of power in Numenor. It's going to be some kind of, what's the word? Like inner fight between the faithful and the king's men.
Oh yeah, it's probably going to be like,
what's the word I'm looking for? Like a civil war almost, you know?
Yeah, there's probably going to be, my get bets would be someone of Farazon's men has gone and caused a problem, then make it seem like it's because of that they went to Middle Earth, and this is why these bad things are happening, and this is why you got to turn against them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. I mean, it's a bit weird that it's an explosion. I'm not really sure how that's going to happen. Like, yeah, explosions like that aren't really supposed to be much of a thing in Middle Earth at this point. It's yeah, I don't really get what's going to happen. Is it going to be anything to do with the Palantir? Is it going to be some weird magic?
I don't know. I think it's just going to be some kind of civil war, and like you say, the transfer of power in Numenor will play a part, and the faithful are going to have to at some point leave. But thank you very much for the super chat.
Yes.
Another one here from Mikey, the stranger blue wizard for short. Harfoot's primary color is blue. They'll rescue him and bring into the tribe before he heads off to do wizard stuff. It does seem quite likely, I think. He feels very wizardy.
Yeah, I
over
mean,
anything else.
Yeah, it's what I've gone for all along, and I've not gone from that. I think we can very much rule out the Sauron thing completely now. Like, for me, it was gone a little while ago, but I think just the healing of the trees and the fruits and the color and the life, I think that definitely rules out he is evil at heart. Although the spell still seemed very evil to begin with, but they needed that moment to actually kick him out, and then it happened later. But yeah, definitely. I kind of like the idea that they dress him up in blue a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mikey, for the super chat. Thomas says, could Halbrand become the Witch King? Just a thought. Yeah, it's a long-running theory at this point. It's certainly possible. I mean, nothing's impossible in this show, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance he could end up being one of the Nazgul. Whether the Witch King itself or not, it could be a here or there moment.
Yeah. Liana says, so Isildur stays in Middle Earth. Yeah, I mean,
I think at this point they're going to be sending people back and forth. They basically said they were leaving a garrison to look after them and look for the wounded or anyone missing, kind of thing. So to me, you only saw one ship go back, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So there are still two more. So yeah, I think that.
Well, a lot died. So maybe that was all that was left.
But I mean, there's still two ships, so they could still sail back. They still got away if they collected enough people. So he might return. I think he'll return at some point.
Yeah, I can see Isildur. Like, I can see them doing something weird, like he finds this land or something, and he's like, goes back to Numenor. He's like, Dad, there's this place. Let's call it Gondor and Arnor.
There's this land that would make a perfect thing for a city in the hill.
Yeah.
Let's put a poll up.
Okay.
We'll do a poll. Let's see what everyone's thinking of the episode. I think we can have up to 5 options in this.
What's the question?
Should we just do what did everyone think of the episode?
Thoughts on episode 7.
Give it a rating. So what are we doing? 5 is the best or 5 is the worst?
5 is the best.
5 is the best.
Why would it be the worst when it's the highest?
Because number 1 is number 1.
Oh,
we can only have 4.
We can only have 4 options. So
it can't be the best.
Thoughts on episode 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 is the worst. Okay. Apologies. There we go. Let's just do it. This is our first live chat poll, I think.
Yeah. I've already forgotten. Which round was it?
5 is the best.
5 is the best.
Because 5 is the highest. Get it?
Well, yeah, but if you're number 1, you're the best. Which is
we haven't got a number 1. Right, where are we going? Anatar is bound to appear soon. He's going to get healed with elves. So you're still sticking with the theory that Halbrand is Anatar? Blake says Halbrand is a Silmaril. What's not a Silmaril? We're all Silmarils.
Sauron is the Silmaril. Okay, the Dungeon Artist comment saying, just check the footage again, and the tower explosion is in Eregion, not Numenor.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they flashed that up quite quick.
So, yeah, it was very quick. That's interesting, though. Why has our poll not appeared on here? Is it there? Is the poll up?
Did you?
Huh? Where's the poll gone? I don't get this stuff. Did any of you see the poll? It's up. Okay.
Huh. Usually there's a little blue bar that appears for us to see.
Well, we can't see it. Never mind. Poll is up. Okay. You guys will have to let us know the results of the poll because we actually cannot see it for some reason. I don't know why. It's just vanished. Is it at the top? No. It's not there.
Wait, scroll up on the actual page.
There it is. Okay. Ooh, 37% say it's the worst episode. 5% of you think it's a top tier episode, eh? Okay. Interesting. Yeah. 60 votes. 36%.
That means three people think it's the best.
Okay. Which of you 3 thought it was the best?
What would you put it? Would you give it a 5 or 4, 3 or 2?
I don't think it was the worst episode that we've had, but it was slow and I felt like it slammed on the brakes, especially for the penultimate episode. So I'd probably give it 3.
Yeah.
Ben Beric is Sauron.
I mean, yeah, visually it was a good episode, but we've always gone like visually all the episodes are good.
MD Dreamer says Arondir the entire episode. And he had a hug as well. He hugged Theo. He bowed to Galadriel.
Oh, I'm gonna feel so. I mean, well, yeah, Galadriel's gone now, so he might get some more time again. But yeah,
Yeah, he's one of the best characters in the show, so it's a shame that he had so little.
Yeah, I'd feel really sad if he became just like Galadriel's assistant.
Like, what's annoying is the best, in my opinion, outside of Elrond and Durin and Disa, the best characters in the whole show are Arondir, Adar, and maybe Halbrand. And this episode gave us pretty much the same amount of screen time for all three, about 15 seconds. So frustrating.
Yeah, well, I'd still put Durin and Disa up there. I definitely prefer Durin and Disa to Halbrand. I'm not sold on Halbrand as a character yet.
Pegasus says, is it safe to do a bromance, by the way, between Arondir and Theo? Safe in what way? Like, is it law breaking? Is it dangerous within the story? What do you mean? We'll come back to that. Oh, Adar is the best actor on the show for sure. I agree. He's fantastic. Super chat from Kind of a Raw. Thank you very much. The big reveal: Southlands is Mordor. Something the audience already knows. The big cliffhanger: Isildur is dead. Something the audience already knows. Yeah, I agree. I feel like even your really, really casual viewers of this understand at the end of episode 6 that that's Mordor.
Yes.
And I feel like anyone that's seen the movies at least will know that Isildur is not dead. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, the Isildur one, I guess I can like not forgive, but it's something that I felt like they were going to do at some point anyway. Yeah, the Mordor one is the one that just got me. It's just so unnecessary. Just so unnecessary.
Yeah. But well put. It's a good point. The cliffhangers in this were completely pointless.
Which is, yeah, it's probably why it feels so underwhelming, because we didn't actually get anything that...
For a penultimate episode of a season, you want something that makes you excited for the finale. Makes you sad that it's the last episode we're going to get for at least 2 years. But it didn't do either of those things for me. In fact, I was almost like, oh, only one left, you know? Do you guys... Oh, this is something we need to address. Do you guys think Rings of Power will show the Battle of the Last Alliance the same part from Lord of the Rings? Yes, I think they will. I think it will probably be the end of season 5. However, something we want to address now is...
This was generally a moment when we watched it. It was like a pause, like look at each other and go, did that just happen?
Yeah, it seems very much... We have a little... like the women of power, the 3 women of power, Galadriel, Bronwyn, and Miriel kind of meet up on the hilltop, with Miriel wearing her... what's the Mortal Kombat character that wears the red? You guys know if you play Mortal Kombat. Very reminiscent of that. Anyway, they have a little meeting, and Galadriel and Miriel basically form the last alliance.
Yes. It's like, we will come back and defeat Mordor. It's like, and the elves will be there too.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. You're not the two who do this.
Yeah.
And at this point, they did that, and then they make Elendil be crying off on the side. And it's just like, my brain's gone. My brain's literally just short-circuited a second. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't
Where is Gil-galad? What is he doing? Why is he not there leading the way with Elendil to try and form the last alliance? Like,
because he's angry at the sad leaves. It's just, I don't understand I just from the dawn. So instead of the iconic instead of an iconic Gil-galad and Elendil fighting with Sauron on the slopes, it's going to be Galadriel and Miriel.
A blind Miriel defeating Sauron. Oh, Gil-galad, also a Silmaril.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yeah.
Do you think the show is more enjoyable for people who don't know the lore?
Yeah, I think it has to be
Yeah.
because
They don't know what's being changed and butchered.
yeah, they don't know that. Yeah, they don't know what's being like altered dramatically, and like we've said for this, the reveals for this show, or the mystery boxes of this show, the are they dead kind of moments is for anyone who knows the law, you know very clearly what the answer is. Whereas if someone who knows nothing, then at this point, that someone who doesn't know anything could probably assume that Isildur is actually dead. I know TV wise he's not, but yeah, you get what I mean. Like it's a lot more believable that he could be dead to someone who doesn't know that obviously he survives. But it's just not well written in general, so it does make it harder.
See, this is a really interesting comment. I haven't read the books, but Gil-galad and Celebrimbor actors look so not like Lord of the Rings characters. I find that interesting because, in my opinion, Gil-galad aesthetically is one of the best casts. Like mainly because he looks like the Gil-galad from the trilogy, I think. But because that's how I picture Gil-galad.
Yeah,
I think visually he looks great. Celebrimbor, I get you, doesn't really look like an elven smith, or at least how I picture them.
yeah, he maybe looks a bit older, but it's weird because I feel like he didn't look as old. Like the actor doesn't look as old as Celebrimbor looks. But then again, if you did just give them all long hair, you'd probably be like, yeah, okay. Because I guess Hugo Weaving didn't look particularly young as Elrond either.
Invisible Woman says, for those who don't know the lore, they still have to endure the bad writing and poor plot choices. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably easier to endure those when you don't know the changes
Just a
as
comment
well.
underneath that one as well. This is what worries me. Is I think people don't know the lore are like, man, Tolkien is overrated. And this is one of the things that we've said a lot is that okay, if the show isn't great, it's not great. But if it brings people into the world of Tolkien and kind of introduces them to what is written, then that can still count at least to some part as a win, even though we might not get a good show. But yeah, it's almost got to the point now where it's going to put anyone off even looking deeper.
That's the problem. Yeah. This show might not be great, but like you said, if it brings people to the original stories, to the source material, then great. But at this point, it's probably going to ruin future generations.
Yeah,
enjoying Tolkien.
If I didn't know any of it, I wouldn't watch this and go, "Oh, there's more. I want to find out.
I want to read the books."
Yeah, unless someone went, "No, the books are like infinitely better," then you might get tempted. But you've got to find someone who does know it for that to even happen.
Patty says, true, I feel I like Gil-galad visually. He's just so badly written, like Galadriel. They don't feel like high elves. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Yeah, so far I don't feel like Gil-galad is a single moment where I've gone, that is Gil-galad.
No.
Galadriel has like a flicker where I go, ooh, I can maybe see that they're trying to change. No, they gone back.
Kynan O says the stranger is Celeborn. Now imagine that.
I mean, well, we were joking about the reincarnation side. I mean, they send Glorfindel back. Imagine they decide to. So they changed Glorfindel in the Lord of the Rings films, and then he's like, "Oh no, I get my chance now in the Rings of Power." No, I guess changed to someone else again.
AJ Brown said the show has brought me to do more research. That's great. I'm hoping that is the case. Obviously, it's difficult for us to see it from the perspective of not knowing the lore. So yeah. Well, I'm just guessing that people, but yeah, that's great. If it's brought you to the lore, that's awesome. Super chat, thank you so much. Do you think Celeborn is actually dead? If so, do you think he'll be reincarnated instead of Glorfindel in a future season? Interesting theory. I definitely don't think he's dead. That would be a super pointless change, in my opinion.
Well, realistically, they can't kill him because it's so important to what comes later. Because her daughter, Celebrian, marries Elrond, who then they have Arwen, and is kind of so integral to everything that happens later. I don't see how they could possibly change that. So no, he's not actually dead. The reincarnation that we kind of joked about that. I mean, I might be having a mind blank, but I can only think of Glorfindel who gets sent back as an elf. And whether they change that so he doesn't get his chance to be on screen again, like the movies, and they change it into Celeborn gets sent back, would just be a bit weird. I think it'll just be a case of he's been either captured and like that he'll get saved and come back, or he's just in some far reach of the land.
Mm.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I just took a detour on my way home and forgot to give you a call. Sorry."
He could be like captured or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's definitely not dead. But yeah, if he's dead, there's no Lord of the Rings plot, pretty much.
Yeah.
Monkey Wong says the show brought me to your channel and got me more interested in the lore. That's awesome.
Hey.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, well, that's what we've always hoped for.
Yeah.
It just, the more it goes on, it worries me that won't be a possibility.
Kenny says, "Why is this show so terrible? What have they done? My goodness." Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy with what they've done, but let's try and be nice to the showrunners in a way. Like, imagine the undertaking that this show is. Not that that's an excuse.
It's almost like they should have hired people with, a bit more experience.
A bit more experience and a bit more knowledge of the lore, maybe.
And a bit less J.J. Abrams phone calls.
Yeah.
If you missed the article yesterday, yeah,
go and check out our video on it. We did a little recording on the main points of the article, the first interview with the showrunners when they deal with and respond to the backlash of season 1. Yeah, we address everything in that. Nori has her little fellowship. Yeah, but it's just a Harfoot fellowship, so kind of defeats the whole point.
Yeah, I mean,
it just seems silly to me. Like they're just going off chasing danger. It's just so against their character. Super chat from Arthas Menethiel. It's a tough one. Off topic, but how do you view the diversity casting, which makes no geographic sense to Tolkien's world building? Also, I wanted bearded dwarf women. Disa has a beard. It's just quite relaxed. But that's the same as beards in general. I mean, my beard is slightly different to James's, and there's people out there with longer beards. Oops. So just because Disa's beard is only a little bit of cheek fluff doesn't mean that there's other women out there that don't have fuller beards. It's potentially possible. As for the diversity casting, which makes no geographic sense, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I mean, we're in Wales, which if you trace back its roots is probably a very white area, but there's lots of black people, Asian people. Like, people move. I don't have a problem with it. Over thousands of years, people move and I guess mate, and different races and cultures and stuff spread in different areas. It's not an issue to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I kind of echo that. It's not something that makes or breaks anything for me in this. Yeah, it's the whole thing that, like we said before the show even went, is like if it was a well written show, nobody would even think twice to ask the questions. It's just there's been so many mistakes made that you almost get more nitpicky and find more problems because of the glaring ones.
Yeah, if
that makes sense. Like if it was a good show, it wouldn't even cross most people's minds.
The only thing that I think that would bug me is if they changed the race of an like say they brought, I don't know, if Elrond was suddenly a different race or something, that would be strange to me. But introducing new characters, I'm absolutely cool with it. In fact, I think it's great. Thank you very much for the super chat, though. Have you seen next episode preview? Yep.
Yes.
Didn't even get me excited. It looks like Nori becomes part Eminem. If you didn't see that, her eyes go all Eminem-y. So yeah, I don't know. Alexander says, "Hi guys, what's your favorite episode so far?" Maybe 6. Had some frustrating moments, of course, but at least it was a bit faster paced.
Yeah, I think with everything that's happened in the show, a bit of switch your mind off action was probably a nice change of pace.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good point. Yeah, Durin actually referred to Disa's mother's beard having lice. Yeah, so dwarven women do have beards.
Yeah, I need to look back because I'm pretty sure that in the rock breaking scene, you see women dwarves with more beard and like different beards in that scene as well. But I'd have to go back and double check.
I can't tell if Eminem character is man or woman. Not trying to be a jerk. It's a woman.
Yes,
100%. We've met the actress. Atari says it's just so slow, like almost nothing ever happens. Yeah, hard to disagree with that. Not a lot has happened in 7 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What are we really like? What journeys have we really gone on through basically 7 hours at this point?
Yeah.
It's not much for that amount of time.
Yeah.
Not much.
No, not at all. Here's an unbiased opinion for the show. It's a mediocre show which isn't straight up garbage, but it's nothing special. If it didn't have the Lord of the Rings name, it would have taken me a while to realize that. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a terrible show. It's not straight garbage, but I think if it wasn't Lord of the Rings, I don't think I would still be watching. It's probably the best way to put it.
It's very much a generic fantasy show that you feel like anyone puts out to try and get on the fantasy hype, as opposed to being what a second age Tolkien story should be.
6 did have that great scene with Adar and Galadriel. Yes, that was a pretty cool scene. Anything with Adar in has been great, apart from when he doesn't speak the word Mordor and it just appears on screen instead.
Yeah, I really wish they just at least use the map or something, not just... Yeah. Like if they shown the map transforming a bit, then I still want to hear him say it. It's almost like they could have done it, scrubbed out, wrote a random word, and I going, no, that's not evil enough. Just try again.
Mordor. Interesting comment here from Keenan. I was 20 minutes late, but have you talked about if Adar is doing this by himself without Sauron, or is he following orders? If it's by himself, it's a bit lame. Great question. As far as we know, he's doing it by himself because, I mean, if we're to take what he says as gospel, then he thinks he killed Sauron, right? So I guess he's doing it by himself.
He gutted him. Yeah, it's I mean, I don't particularly like that they are having new characters create Mordor as Mordor. Like that for me is something that Sauron, or at least by Sauron's orders, should have been done. Like Adar, I can kind of accept if it's done by Sauron's orders that we find out in the end. Obviously, the whole thing with Waldrek and the key is a bit, but yeah, it's all, yeah. I just don't know.
Atari has a good point here. The show makes Adar and Sauron look like misunderstood villains who are actually heroes. Yeah, I feel like they're almost trying to do that kind of sympathetic villain type thing where you understand the villain's motives and you can get on board with it. But they've gone too far with it, and I'm actually rooting for them.
Yeah, like
I want Adar to win.
Yeah, like they kind of have taken the idea that Sauron was not always evil and he was more corrupted. And that idea of he wants to like fix Middle Earth, just not necessarily in the right way. And they've really focused on that as opposed to the Dark Lord that he becomes. And yeah, it does feel like they're very much trying to like want you to like them a lot more than you probably should. Maybe. Or it's just a great performance, who knows?
A lot of people saying about being excited to see Círdan in season 2.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
He better have a beard.
Adar's actually one cool character, at least visually. Yeah. I agree.
Would you be more upset for the dwarven women not having enough of a beard, or Círdan not having a beard?
The dwarven have a beard, so I definitely want Círdan to have one. Theo is the most cringe character. All his scenes are pure cringe. I wouldn't say all of them. Sometimes I'm like, oh, he's actually quite a good actor and his scenes are okay. And then other times I'm just like, oh, just go away.
I've got nothing against the actor. It's just I'm really like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Theo and Bronwyn as characters in the show are two that I've just not been able to get on board with for like one scene. I don't think there's a bit that I particularly like them in at all. They're just, I don't feel like they do enough to make me want to like them.
My favorite character is Adar and the Orcs. Yeah, same. Knowing this show, season 2 is going to come out in 2028.
Well, if they want to step back and take on some, to listen to what people are saying, they might take that long to turn it around.
Yeah. Also didn't have the room to say, but love your work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Love yours too. Imagine Waldreg speaks with his funny accent as the Witch King. Yeah, that would be a little off-putting. Have you heard of him, lad? Theo's hopes got shot down quick by Galadriel with the husband shield. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Put it away, boy.
there's never been a husband. There's never been anyone. They haven't ever met. She was just like, oh, no, no, no. He's getting the wrong idea
I'm
here.
taken, sorry. Funny. The show was the show was written by killer orca whales, like shown in South Park.
I don't think I've seen that
I
episode.
have not seen that either. Interesting.
I want to, though. I love South Park.
Let's have a little look at our poll. So, 156 votes, 5 being the highest rating, 2 being the lowest. It's 39% to the lowest. 12% think it was 5. Interesting. I feel like the ones of you that are going super positive are staying very quiet in the chat, though.
Yeah, if you did really enjoy the episode, let us know, like, what were the bits that you did enjoy?
Yeah, we don't want to be super negative all the time. We just want to say what we think, but we're definitely not going to shut anyone down for having a different opinion. So if you think it was a great episode, tell us what you loved about it. Let's be positive. I'm praying to God they make Sauron look not dumb. I mean, we've kind of seen Sauron already. So...
Yeah, we've seen, well, first stage Sauron.
Yeah, I thought he looked really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very curious. Like we've said before, like we should see Anatar. So I'll be very, very curious to see who they could possibly.
But that looks cool.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see who they could cast as an Anatar, who's supposed to be the fairest form Sauron can possibly take. Like, who do you cast in that? I mean, to be fair, I don't envy the people who have to cast elves like the way they're described. They're supposed to be so beautiful as beings, and then Galadriel's supposed to be the most beautiful of the beautiful. I can't imagine that's a fun job to have to do, especially when they're like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, we need about 100 of them." It's like, oh god.
Did Isildur die? Nope, definitely not.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry, Liana. I was yelling. I voted 5. Sorry, didn't see that. How come? What was so great about it? Let's discuss. Shiva says Adar is the Adar is the absolutely only reason why I continue watching Go Mordor. Yes, power to Mordor.
We're all Team Mordor now, aren't we?
The apple is Sauron.
Maybe it's a Silmaril. Maybe it's a tree. Maybe the stranger grew a tree of Silmarils.
Yeah,
and that's what's happening now.
Everything's a Silmaril.
I mean, it heals everything by the look of it.
Fantastic episode. The ending when the Southlands text phase to Mordor. See, it's interesting how different opinions are. Like everyone's opinions so contrasting. Like that was, to me, that was just awful. It was I was literally an eye roll moment. Like, I don't know. I just hated it.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were doing it as a massive reveal. Like, oh, we'll do it with text. They won't see that coming. But it was like even casuals knew that was Mordor. It was stupid. I'm just so disappointed. I've been trying my hardest to like it, but I just can't. Tolkien would be furious at the dumbing down of his story. I'm in the same boat. I want more than anything for this to be my favorite show of all time, obviously. Like, I don't love anything more than Tolkien's work, but
I mean, imagine we could actually have Tolkien's thoughts. Like, yeah.
Super chat again from Kind of Aurora. Thank you so much. I'm still thinking Halbrand is Sauron. His wounds seem like a convenient excuse to get him to Eregion. Why not have Bronwyn / Arondir heal him? Well, I don't know if Arondir... What was he a healer?
No, the elves have a general knowledge of healing, like with the seeds and stuff. But they wouldn't necessarily be healers. But yeah, the thing with the wound is it almost getting the wound makes me think, okay, that's a point against him being Sauron. But at the same time, having a wound like that and then being able to ride on a horse makes me go, how artificial is that? Is it a make it look worse to get me somewhere else kind of moment, if you get what I mean? I'm not sure I like the answer to either of those, whichever way they go. But yeah, I don't think him having a wound to start with would have made him think it would get him to Eregion. There was no way of knowing that. Again, not saying the writers wouldn't make that a thing, but yeah, at this point, like Galadriel hasn't even been back. For all he knows, Galadriel could be dead, I guess. So he wouldn't automatically go, okay, if I give myself a bad wound, Elvish healers, and a Region is the place I'm going to go.
Yeah. Sorry, there's loads of comments flying through while you're talking. I'm positive, lads. I see and hear the faults, but I'm just taking this show as its own thing and just watch some fantasy in a world that is at least inspired by my favorite thing. I agree, and that's what I'm trying to do. The issue is the writing is poor.
Yeah. And it's why I could enjoy earlier episodes more when I still felt like there was somewhere to go. And it's why it struggled more as time's gone on.
Things I learned from episode 7. Mithril heals Black Rot, leaves awakened Balrogs. Pyroclastic flow doesn't always kill. Celeborn was his name, so he's dead. So Arwen won't be born. Yeah, I think maybe she just thinks he's dead. He's obviously going to be alive. They cannot actually have killed him off.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a comment here from Liana. Is that
expanded? Yeah, she put more further up.
Okay, I liked how some characters interacted following the eruption. Elendil, Miriel, Gladriel finally admitted she was wrong. Yeah. Does that make it a good episode, though? I don't know. The Elrond and Durin scenes, I'll definitely give you that. And anytime they're on screen together, I love it. But you can't just have one small section of a show make the show good, because everything else is so poor. But even the things around this stuff are poor. Like the Mithril being a Silmaril, essentially. It's just like beyond ridiculous.
I did really like basically King Durin's stubbornness. The stubbornness of dwarves.
Yeah.
The fact that he doesn't care. Like they know about Owley, they know about the Valar in their stories. Like for them, these are mortal beings, the elves. If they're gonna die, they're gonna die. That's been written.
Yeah.
And it's not their place to intervene. So
Jacobite. Hi, new viewer here. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy your time here. Really trying to like it, but the writing is terrible and lazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Liana's one of all I can picture that is in the Hobbit's voice. We're going to see the elves.
Yeah. I don't understand how these writers think it's a good idea to try and add mystery / suspense on characters like Isildur. We all know he's not dead and can't die until a very long time from now. Agreed. That's why it's so stupid. It's why it's also stupid that they're trying to make the reveal that the Southlands is Mordor like a big plot twist.
Yeah.
It's just that was like almost the main reveal of the episode leading into the finale, people.
Yeah.
And it's like it happened and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reveal. Okay.
Yeah, I almost feel like they needed to actually hint at, even if the Balrog thing had been the very last, like, although it doesn't make sense, it's more of a reveal.
Like, would a leaf, if you were asleep and a leaf fell on your floor, would that wake you up?
I mean,
imagine you were 10 times bigger.
Not a lot wakes me up in general, so I'm probably not the best judge.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I do like watching bad 80s horror movies, so maybe it's just me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, everyone has guilty pleasures. Like, there are films that are bad, but enjoyable because there's at least something more to them. Like, the one I always go to is Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny. Like,
cracker.
I absolutely love the film, but realistically, it's a bad film. But there's something about it that's so enjoyable. So you can have a bad thing that is enjoyable, but there's got to be more to it.
Great Modern Myth says, why on earth do you think they wouldn't kill Celeborn off with what they've screwed up already? It's entirely likely they've decided not to include him. I disagree. I feel like not including Celeborn at all changes so much for the future of Middle-earth that they literally, it's something they can't do. It would be like not including Sauron or something. Like it's a big deal.
Because the thing with Galadriel and Celeborn is they do have gaps in their histories of nothing really written, so they almost can have these moments happen, so long as they end up back at the end point. So that's kind of what they've been doing with the show, is they go, okay, well, we know kind of where we have to get to, but we could do whatever we want in the middle. Even if the path should be here, then they've gone up and down and there.
Bass says, hope we get some miniatures from the Rings of Power for strategy battle games. I don't think we will. I think proxies is your only hope. Obviously, we have some nice models on our website, thetabletopalliance.co.uk, which you can use as proxies. Check it out. During the third Balrog himself. Nice.
Sorry, from Mikey's comment just above that, of just the end bit. Maybe he just wanted to stay away and lost due to Galadriel's attitude.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, he came back and was like, "Oh no, who's this Galadriel? This isn't my wife. I'm gonna stay lost."
Yeah. Sorry guys, quite far behind on comments at the moment, so just trying to get through and read them while we pick some to talk about. Oh, okay, so I voted 4. Really love the Mystics ruined the Harfoot's great day. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that
they just don't feel very Tolkien to me. They don't feel very Middle Earth. Those 3.
No, I mean that was a hell of a power.
Yeah.
To like be able to just grab a torch and light up a village.
Burn down an entire village.
Yeah, like a dozen carts. Like that would be pretty handy in war.
Yeah. Yeah, like imagine Numenor come to take on Sauron and that woman just goes, and they all just like it's so overpowered. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just
like how are they going to explain
because
Sauron ever losing anything when people like that are on his side?
Yeah, and it's just, are they supposed to just be human? Or are they supposed to be something else?
Oh, here we go. The showrunner said the Mystics are a new race.
Oh, I missed this. When did they say that?
Yeah, when did they say that? Because that's not cool. So did Galadriel say she only seen Celeborn once? That's what I got from that line.
Yeah, I need to go back and double check exactly what was said. But yeah, it basically sounded like they met, they were married, she made fun of him, and then he never came back. While dancing.
Yeah, I don't know. So weird.
Yeah, it's almost like you almost got vibes of like Beren and Luthien type of how she was describing their meeting is almost like Beren and Luthien in a way. It just
this is interesting. Do you think the cultists are werewolves? 3 wolves, 3 cultists looking for their Lord Sauron. I didn't really pick up on that, but interesting. Kynan said, also wish I could super chat, but had my card stolen last night. Oh no. Don't worry about super chats. Like, obviously they're great. They do a lot to help the channel, but if you can't do them, it's okay. Just watching and commenting means the world.
Although we have just had a super
chat. Speaking of super chats, Nat One videos. Just to play devil's advocate on pretending Isildur is dead. They are tailoring the show for people that are new to Tolkien's world. This show is for generic fantasy fans, not Tolkien fans who know stuff. I get what you're saying for sure. The problem with that is even the most casual viewers, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy is a trilogy that I feel most of your general public have seen. It's one of the greatest trilogies of all time. And that's not me being biased. It just is. Yeah, I don't know. But it just feels so obvious.
Yeah, I feel like you can maybe get away with the ones who've just seen the movies because Isildur is only in the prologue, the first one. And for your general fan, whether they'll remember him by name is maybe, I don't know. I think a lot would, but there's also a lot that wouldn't. So I get what they're trying to do. I just don't understand why they're trying to do it.
Either way, I just feel it's poor.
Yeah.
But on a side note, guys, if you're into your miniature wargaming, check out Nat One videos. He does some awesome tutorials and builds that you should definitely check out. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Yeah, I'm seeing a few comments about people kicking off. No, they did not make a new race. Oh, and then just above it, ooh, that's cool. A mystic new race. I love it. And then just below that, a new race. F no. See, it's mad the difference in opinions on this show. It blows my mind.
I feel like a new race is something I really couldn't get on board with personally.
Oh no,
Tolkien was so in depth with everything about his world and stuff that an entire race being missed and introduced. For me, it's a no.
Yeah. Melissa Taylor says, "Can't believe I finally caught a live stream." Ahoy from Australia. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoy your time here. Wesley said, I was disappointed that the Mithril-Silmaril connection wasn't a red herring like a lot of people supposed, but no, they confirmed their mighty Mithril evil-proofing. Yeah, it was a moment in the show where you just turned to me and went, so it is a Silmaril then?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I know people have said it and said we were probably idiotic for doing it, was giving the writers any credit. And like we've said, until the first season was completed, we couldn't 100% judge it. But with one episode left now, oh boy, do they have to turn it around the last one to make any of
They
this.
can't. I know they're talking about by the end of the show, things from the start of the season will make a lot more sense when they're explained at the end, and it will seem a lot smarter. But no, there's nothing they can do in one episode.
No, but it's just the fact. Like, my only hope, I guess, for later seasons is in that article they put out is they basically admitted that they don't know how to write a TV show. So, like, what kind of a mission was that? And maybe it means that there'll be improvements later on because they've actually, maybe learned how to write a TV show.
Oh, sorry. Andy Dreamer says, to clarify, the discussion in the subreddit was a new race not yet introduced in the films, but lol, internet. There we go. False news spreads fast. So what does that mean? So they're Maya, essentially? No, but...
So yeah, what's the discussion saying then? That
they're a new race not yet introduced in the films.
But as in they're introduced in the books, is that what I was trying to say?
I think so, yeah. I assume that's what you're getting at. I am with Rings of Power. Yeah? Good. I want to be. How does this show cost 50 mil plus per episode? I can see the budget in the visuals.
I think, like, especially say the opening part of this episode, obviously, and there will be a fair bit of CG, but I think there was a lot of practical in that, and that stuff isn't cheap. So I mean, I still think it could have been done cheaper, but I can kind of see that in the production and a lot of the advertisement. Think how much Rings of Power is everywhere. That's not cheap either.
No.
Like, I think when they say 50 million an episode, I think a lot of it is spread around, not just literally on that bit you see on screen, but it's about everything that goes with it as well.
Alexandros says, how is it possible that after a whole explosion, all the main characters survived? Lazy.
No, they didn't. Isildur died.
And his mate. I forgot his name.
Ontimo.
Yeah, which I actually called. I
yes,
said in the last live stream that he would be the one that dies.
The second he went, I've had enough of this. Like, one battle was enough for me. And I was like, you just killed yourself.
Yeah, he's going to die. Yeah, it's annoying when literally an episode before I can predict who's going to survive and who's going to die. Like,
oh yeah, okay. There's a thing we haven't touched on yet. What do you think about Miriel losing her sight?
I don't understand why.
No.
Is it just like?
I don't
look. One of the main characters got hurt. Is that all it is? Like,
and also, why does it happen later? Like, if her eyes were showed as damaged, like something had like gone into her, then okay, that makes more sense. But also, why has it happened, and how did it happen late? How is it a delayed effect?
Yeah, I don't know. It just.
I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be a way of so when she goes back, Farazan can be like, look, like she can't even see. How can you follow her? She doesn't even know what she's walking into. I was going to say, if that explosion was in Numenor, imagine it was just Miriel bumping into something, and then it was just.
Yeah. Mikey said, read my above comment. It was
read
my above. Oh, sorry.
Keep going up.
As in.
Keep going up.
Oh, sorry. Talking about fantasy, do you guys like it? Have you both read any David Gemmell, my all-time fave fantasy writer? Would love to see address. No.
No, I haven't. I have no idea. Sorry.
Yeah, it's tough when you're such a big fan of whatever kind of novel or fantasy writer, and then it's adapted. It's always hard to not be critical of it. Wesley says also, Owen Arthur is an amazing dwarf. When he started breaking up as Elrond was leaving, I almost started to tear as well. Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see more stuff he is in now because of this. He has been incredible and definitely one of the brightest things in the entire show. And if they at any point want to kill him off, I may cry.
Yeah. Nathan says, I'm sorry, guys, I just tuned in now. Just finished watching Rings of Power. It wasn't my cup of tea today. Yeah. I feel they're going to bring up Durin's Bane already. Isn't it too soon in timeline? Yes, way too soon.
Yeah.
During
it's the wrong age.
Yeah.
It should be third age. So, which makes me which makes me confused of how they can change that. Because I thought that was kind of one of the things of third age stuff they couldn't touch, but they could kind of hint at other things. Whereas something like that, that's very specific when it happened. I thought that had meant it's something they couldn't do anything with.
So, yeah,
unless because it's not like you could awake, do some damage, and go back to sleep. But I don't know.
She lost her sight. Her father said, "You'll find darkness in Middle Earth." Yeah, he did say that. But again, I still don't understand why that's a story point. Like, it just...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why she lost her sight. Her eyes are not even burnt. Yeah, so weird.
Oh, yeah. The one below as well. Lloyd Owen was also fantastic.
Oh, yeah. He was fantastic in this episode.
Yeah, when he was like tearing up at the moment, which I'm guessing he was tearing up at the thought of having to come back and everything.
Sorry, I just saw this comment. I had to bring this up. Yesterday, someone on YouTube said the writers for this show have never had any good writings. They spent 10 years writing stuff that nobody approved and somehow got to be Rings of Power writers.
Yeah, but no, they said, though, that they were good writers. So that's all that matters.
They asked Puppy J.J. Abrams to tell them that they're good.
Yeah, they basically wrote the Star Trek film that got cancelled. Yeah, but they're good, so it's fine because they say they're good.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
It's getting so difficult to keep defending stuff.
It does make me wonder.
Yes, this is the point. The Tolkien estate chose Amazon to protect Tolkien's legacy. When we looked at the pitches, so HBO pitched something, Netflix pitched something, Amazon pitched something. The thing that won Amazon the bidding war was they said, "You guys can have a seat at the table." Whereas Netflix and HBO evidently didn't offer that. So even though Netflix bid more money as well, by tens of millions apparently, they still gave it to Amazon because they said that the Tolkien estate would have a say in anything that is decided. Super chat. Enric Torner, thank you very much. No question, but really appreciate the support. Yeah.
Just making me think, like, with the whole Amazon winning it thing, that if they generally think that Amazon were the most protective over his legacy, what would the others have done? Because I feel HBO have been, obviously, I mean, George R. R. Martin is very involved with the Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon when they've been made. So you would feel like they would be the most.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's weird.
They're probably concerned after seeing how they butchered Game of Thrones towards the end, apparently. J.J. Abrams is such a good writer. Next, they'll be asking advice from Ryan Johnson. Oh, no. I can see it going that way, though. Like, he's the sort of writer that fits in well with what they're doing. Yeah, their track record speaks volumes, HBO. I agree. I think Amazon have only got a handful of decent shows.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. Obviously, The Boys has been fantastic. But yeah. Netflix couldn't really pull it off, in my opinion. Look at The Witcher. Feels cheap. I don't know. I prefer The Witcher to The Rings of Power. So, yeah.
Super chat.
Thank you very much. Why is Durin only the fourth if it's passed down? What?
I'm guessing just because of the name. Did you feel like they were trying to hint at... I can't remember who was saying... Yeah, I think it was Sauron saying it. Durin, son of Durin. Grandson of...
And then he interrupts him.
Yeah, like made it sound like it was going to be of Durin.
Yeah.
So that would have been during the second. And then during the first is like the very beginning. So, yeah,
no. Essentially, it's not a name that's passed down. What it's supposed to be is Durin is someone that's apparently reincarnated into other great dwarves. So it's not technically supposed to just be like Durin Senior and then Durin Junior. So yeah, I don't know. They technically shouldn't be alive at the same time, the third and the fourth.
Yeah, the whole Durin thing is just off.
Yeah. Reacher was awesome too. I haven't seen it yet, actually.
So really, by the sounds of it, Amazon are good at doing more, modern day stuff and not good with fantasy is basically the way they've gone.
Yeah, you're right there. During the 6th should awaken the Balrog. So we're way too early. I would want Disney to do Lord of the Rings just so we could get cool theme parks like Harry Potter. Did you not see the news yesterday? Did you see that? I put it on our story on Instagram.
No.
The new rights owners have released the new Lord of the Rings logo.
Oh yeah, that was that was a day or two ago, wasn't it? Yeah, I had seen that.
Yeah, and they said that it will be for parks and whatnot.
Yeah.
Theme parks. There we go. I'm just trying to get this up to show you guys on screen now.
Yeah, it's the circle one, isn't it?
Yeah. Owners of the non-TV rights start to bring Middle-earth to games, parks, collectibles, and more. There we go. Hope you can see that okay.
I like that. That feels quite classic to me.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Carnate says, I don't know if you've read the Witcher books, but that show is just as awful an adaptation as this.
I read the first Witcher book. Certain parts were adapted okay from what I saw. I feel like the show is trying to adapt the games more than it is the books, if I'm honest.
I don't really know much or anything about The Witcher, so I can't really add.
I'm seeing so many people say this. The time jumps are ruining it for me with House of the Dragon. Yeah, I'm seeing just as much criticism on that show recently as I am Rings of Power.
Yeah, supposedly it has gone a bit more downhill as the season's gone. And they've made a mistake. I've seen a couple of screenshots that people have shared that they've made some mistakes that Game of Thrones did, where when they have night scenes, they make it so it's really hard to see. So they go, oh yeah, but it's nighttime, so it's dark. And it's like that, but people won't, if you can't see what's going on, then it's pointless. It's just a weird choice.
Snowboard says, can we all acknowledge Mikey's epic beard? I agree. Mikey, you have a fantastic beard, my friend.
That is a great beard. I'm very jealous of that beard. Although mine would be a lot more ginger than that.
You joke about Miriel and Galadriel forming the Last Alliance. I think they really did. Galadriel's going to convince Gil-galad and Miriel is going to convince Elendil. But why would Miriel have to convince Elendil when he's just a captain and she is the queen?
Well, because she's going to be overrun by Farazon and Elendil's going to have to take the power because she's blind. Yeah. Or she's going to go crazy like her dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see, and this is kind of spoilers for the text. If the Farazon Miriel marriage forcing into thing is still going to happen or not.
I'm not sure. I'm very curious about the mystics in this show. Maybe it's just me.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they're a race we haven't seen before. I kind of want to know, but yeah, I still don't know if it's something I would put into the show if I was writing it. I don't know. I would definitely have like Sauron would have really like strong commanders that maybe have magical abilities. I think that's fine, but I don't know about what they're doing. I don't know. Look, I said this before. As much as I've hated on this show, about 80% of the show, 20% I really, really like. We can't fully judge it until we've seen the outcome of season 1. Like once we've seen next week's episode, then we can judge.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 7 out of 8, and we're really clinging to that last one now.
Yeah. Super chat from Enric Torner. Thank you very much. I'm an enthusiast of Tolkien. Watch all your videos. Have been reluctant to watch the show so as not to go on a rage attack. Is it worth watching the show, or shall I just continue rewatching your videos? Well, either way, you should rewatch our videos. I definitely think that was a wise decision. I think if you've watched all the criticism and hate for the show and then go and watch it, it'll probably be a pleasant surprise. But if you're going into it thinking it's going to be a fantastic adaptation of Tolkien's work, then maybe don't bother. But I wouldn't advise anyone against watching it. I would just go into it with low expectations.
Just anything you know already, forget it.
Yeah.
And then go into it.
Yeah.
Might be best. Yeah.
Farazon will... thank you for the super chat, by the way. Farazon will probably take over in Numenor. Yes, I think he will too.
Yeah, I'm Ben that stuff's happened while they've been in Middle-earth.
Wayne says, can't wait for Sauron to finally start killing everyone. Yeah. Same. There's a few characters I want him to have some words with.
Yeah.
I think this show is Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings movies. That's it. Huh? This show is nothing like Peter Jackson's movies. Also, don't expect timelines to make sense. That's for sure.
Yeah. I still cannot get my head around at all what the when everything's going on compared to everything else. It feels like it's all the same time, but there's bits that make you go, it can't be, can it? I don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys, we've been on here for about an hour and a quarter now, which is pretty standard stream time for us. I've got to drive to London now, so I can't stick around for too much longer. So let's go till 20 past, another 4 minutes. Yeah?
Yeah.
4 more minutes of questions, comments, and discussion, and then we'll be off.
Pale Brow saying the show is for Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movie fans.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, potentially, yeah. It definitely feels more that than any book readers. So, yeah.
What's the poll about? So we could only add 4 options. So 5 means it's really good, and then 2 is the worst. We couldn't add a 1.
It still feels backwards to me.
Yeah. What happens to Isildur? I mean, he's probably got hurt, but he's going to be fine. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he very obviously couldn't have survived the thing that happened, but will survive the thing that happened. That's what happened.
The show got super slow again.
Yes, that's the main issue with it. It's really just like it really felt like they were going to like pick up a head of steam now, and then you just run into a brick wall.
The only canon on this episode was the lame name change on the map. Was it canon? Is that how Mordor came to be?
It wasn't even on the map.
It was just on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm lost with the timeline. Aren't we all? Even the ones of us that really, really know the timeline, we're extra lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally can't die. I don't know why they're creating this synthetic cliffhanger. Agreed. It's ridiculous. It's the same as the reveal of Mordor. Like, we know. It's not a plot twist or it's not a reveal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plot twist. The real Isildur died here, and the one from the Second Age is a pretender, which explains why he took the ring. So the one that Tolkien wrote about is a fake.
Oh, no. Isildur actually does die here, and the sister is now the one who cuts the ring.
God's sake.
That might happen.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What have we done?
I don't know what to say about this anymore, to be honest. By the way, guys, how has the audio quality been today? We did a video day before yesterday, and for some reason, we had some unknown technical difficulties, and the audio came out crap, and we don't know why.
Yeah. Although we have bought some much nicer mics.
Oh, we literally bought top of the range mics,
which typically are arriving today, but just not this early. So yeah, hopefully after today we'll actually have some very nice audio sound.
Yeah, we've literally bought the same mics that Joe Rogan uses, so they should be good. A lot better than this. Apparently it sounds good today, typically.
Yeah, Henrik says don't give them ideas. Sometimes I do wonder if they've just listened on the really stupid jokes we've made and gone, oh, that's good. Let's do that. And it's like, oh no. They don't understand sarcasm, do they?
Everyone's saying the audio is great. Typical after we just spent silly money on new microphones. DMT. I don't think Joe Rogan microphones come with DMT. What sucks is we've been waiting the whole season to see Sauron, and he'll appear in probably like one scene for 2 seconds. At this point, I'm not even sure that's going to happen.
I was going to say, that's kind of what I predicted would happen from the get-go, and I'm actually okay with that. But also now looking back, I don't know what should have been happening anymore for what they've done. I don't know. Like we've said before, when the season's finished, we're going to do a what if we wrote The Rings of Power season 1, and you'll kind of see how we'll change things then. Sorry, Stanley saying we should interview the showrunners. I get the feeling the showrunners will not be doing any interviews outside very highly prestigious Hollywood Reporter type.
I get the feeling if we asked for an interview, they'd probably look at some of our opinions and go, no.
Yeah. Or it'd be like a 5-minute interview because we'd ask a couple of questions in there to go, yeah, actually, no, we haven't got time for this. Sorry, bye.
Yeah. Maybe the cliffhanger at the end of the season is Halbrand meeting Celebrimbor. That would be a pretty rubbish cliffhanger.
I know how to make rings.
Scott says Galadriel mentions Celeborn. Is he meant to be alive at this time? Yes, he is. He cannot be dead. It's ridiculous to even suggest it. Are any of your swords actually broken?
Well, it's not broken, but this one kind of clinks about.
I have a tattoo of broken sword on my leg. The reference of our channel name is the fact that we used to be History of the Ages, and that channel was removed, and we had to start again. It's like reforged. You get it?
Well, I do wish we actually had a broken sword in the background.
Yeah. Should we just snap this one now?
Oh no.
Another super chat. Thank you very, very much. Keep up the great work. So happy I found your channel. You guys do a great job of honest while not hating everything. I appreciate that. That's pretty much all we try and do is we just say what we think.
Yeah.
We still get called shills for talking about the show, even when we're critical of it. And when we're critical of it, people still tell us that we should just let people enjoy things and they're unsubscribing.
Yeah.
You can't win, eh?
Nope, never can, never will, especially on the internet. But yes, thank you very much.
300 liters of water flowing uphill creates volcanoes. Yeah, I don't quite get the geography there, but apparently, I'm no scientist.
Uphill? When did it go uphill?
Well, surely to go into a volcano, it has to.
Oh no, we've shown going down into the bit, which then obviously makes everything. It pushes the pressure up.
Right.
Is what I got.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
But either way, I think I'm no scientist, but I think that has been proven that would erupt the volcano. That amount of water going into it.
Yeah, something about the reaction with that means it would.
Another super chat from Mikey. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Who would you like to see in season 2 that we haven't yet? Sauron.
I mean, what do you mean? We've been with him all season.
Yeah.
In multiple storylines.
Yeah. Glorfindel for sure. Círdan, which we know we're seeing.
Yeah, for me, Círdan is a big one that I'm excited to see, but also I'm not excited to see after what they've done with Gil-galad. Don't know what they'll do with Círdan.
I would really like to see Galadriel. Because we haven't seen her yet.
I'm trying to think who else. Melkor. Why not? If I can really bring anyone into this.
Yeah.
Actually, no, wait.
I want Melkor to appear and start again.
I'm excited to see the birth of Aragorn by Galadriel and Halbrand as he adopts the younger brother called Frodo.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. Sergio, first time on live stream with you guys. Hello. Hello, Sergio. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the last minute that we're going to be here because we're about to leave. An episode from Sauron's point of view would be cool. Yes, it would. I would like to see that.
Yeah. Well, actually, from
Anarion. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, Anarion. I'm very curious to see what they do with him now that he obviously exists. But yeah.
Is Thranduil around during this time? I mean, he's around during the Second Age, but I mean, the timeline's so confusing right now. It's hard to give a real answer to that.
He would be the prince of Mirkwood at this time.
Yeah.
If I'm right in, yeah.
Yeah, I think Thranduil's father dies during the Last Alliance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically, yes, he's around somewhere. Maybe that's where Celeborn is. Because Celeborn and Thranduil are supposed to have met up after the War of the Ring and stuff as well. So maybe that they'll have them introduced here. And because we've just had a mention of Greenwood from the Harfoots. So maybe that's a hint that Celeborn, Thranduil, maybe. Also, if we see Thranduil, I'm going to be devastated that a different actor is going to be cast in a way. Because I did love what's his name in The Hobbit as Thranduil.
Lee Pace.
That's the one.
Yeah, true. Guys, at this point, I'm thinking if they killed off Celeborn, they may not already have a Witch King. Timeline is so screwed. Might as well be Sauron already created the rings. I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I mean, Sauron doesn't create the rings. He creates the one ring, but he doesn't create the other rings. So, although, I mean, if they go and introduce that he creates all of the rings now, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? Jokes aside, love the channel, boys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you being here. Appreciate it. Círdan casting wish. Tuffy.
Oh.
Benedict Cumberbatch. He can do anything.
He can be Círdan and Anatar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Nathan. The timeline certainly is screwed. So at this point, who knows what's going to happen? All right, I've got to do a 2.5-hour drive to London, so time to get out of here. I can see by the poll that most of you, 40% of you at least, didn't like the episode, but whatever.
Yeah, we'll end it there.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in and after partying with us, I guess. It's real hard to do watch parties and concentrate on the episode at the same time. So
yeah.
You were pulling a face.
It won't end. So I was clicking it and it's just not doing anything because I don't know.
Who knows?
Okay.
Great stream, guys. Have a great day. You too, Mikey.
Yes.
Thanks for the comments. Thank you, everybody, for the super chat. Thank you for tuning in. Invisible Woman, thank you. Hope you have a wonderful Friday as well. Cheers, guys. If you're on the other side of the world, have a good sleep. Get some rest.
Stay tuned for a breakdown of the episode coming later on today.
As always. Thanks, guys. And we will see you live next week at some point, and then again for the finale. Dun, dun, dun. Will it all become good? We'll see. Cheers, guys. Take care.
Bye, guys.